What's up? Welcome to the video. In this one, I'm going to very quickly show you how I made this Kendrick versus Drake poster. If you don't know what's going on, Kendrick and Drake have been firing shots back and forth at each other through music. And because art makes art, let's make a cool photo based off of this. The first thing I'm doing is taking a picture of Kendrick Lamar, and I'm isolating him from the background using the selection brush tool. I only need his head and his chest for this. Same thing with Drake, selection brush tool. Isolating him, I'm going to flip Drake in the opposite position. I'm going to put them where I think about they're going to go. From there, I'm adding a new fill layer or a background. I want a dark background, so anything I fade or is transparent will just look dark, won't look weird. Next up, I grab two photos, one of Compton that I'm putting at the very top and one of the Toronto skyline, which I'm putting at the bottom. I'm making them bigger than they need to be because I'm going to blend them together and I want it to look natural or normal. Once that's done, I'll pull both of them to the top again to make sure the positioning looks okay. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to add something called a recolor adjustment to both the cities. I'm picked blue for Toronto, so I'm going to make Toronto blue, and you'll see me do Compton as well, but I'm going to make it red. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want good contrast between both the cities. I want some color in the background just to make it pop a little bit more. And once I'm done that, I'm going to position them again and I'm going to fade them together. So I'll add a mask to both. I'll fade Compton down and Toronto up so they kind of meet in the middle and blend together. Once that's done, I'm adding a black and white adjustment to both Drake and Kendrick because, again, I want contrast. I want the background colorful. I want them to stand out and kind of pop. So once that's done, I will fade them down into the Toronto skyline to make it look a little bit more natural, and I'll just adjust the photos in the background a little bit. Next up, I grabbed a city map of Compton and a city map of Toronto, and I'm positioning the Compton map up top there. Once I have it in place, I'm going to go over to my blend modes at the top of my layers panel, and I'm going to change the blend mode because I want the map to kind of be overlaid on top of the city. They're sitting on top of Drake and Kendrick, so I'm going to pull it down so it just affects the picture below, and I'll do the same thing to Toronto. Just a little something to add to the photo to make it a little bit more interesting. Once that's done, time to add some text. This font is called Newake, and I'll type in Kendrick here, and I'm going to use something called a new live filter layer from the top. It's called the Displace live filter layer, and it just makes the text look a little bit more rough. Once it's done and it's good how I want it, I'm going to duplicate it for the verses, the Drake, and the shots fired. From here, I'm trying to add something behind Drake and Kendrick that make them pop a little bit more, a little bit of light or color, just to make them stand out a little bit more. And here I'm just messing with the text, trying different things to make the text stand out. I decided to duplicate the text and then drag the text a little bit to the right to make it pop, to make it look a little bit sort of 3D. I think it works to make it stand out a bit more. And then I added some bullet holes and some gritty stuff around the sides, made behind the text a little bit darker so it popped a little bit better. Just adding little details here and there to make the poster more interesting. Finally, I added a paper from Retro Supply, their Phantom paper. My link is down in the description if you want to use it. Great stuff. Support the channel. And that's me turning it on and off so you can see what it looks like. So when I was done, the final product looks like this. And hopefully you like this. If you like it, please tap that like button. And if you want to see more or learn more about Affinity Photo, subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.